Hey, this is Pete Fakey from Autoptic, here to let you know that the Digital Festival is back in 2021. We're teaming up with Gutter Boys and the Thick Lines podcast to bring you a series of 9 readings and interviews from some of the best creators around the world. We got Jaime Hernandez, Blue Delaquanti, Pascal Girard, Wang Pixon, Trung Lee Nguyen, Josh W. Cotter, Kyler Roberts, Leomi Sadler, and Shira Spector. Follow Autoptic wherever you get your podcasts. Check us out on YouTube and make sure to follow Gutter Boys and Thick Lines.
Exactly. So let's get into let's round it out with some comic book toy talk. So now that we've got the news out of the way, we're going to go ahead and round this out with some discussion of our favorite comic tie-ins with toys, whether it be Happy Meals, officially licensed products, and so forth. JB, you're more of a toy guy than me, so I'll let you lead off here.
Okay, so in terms of toys that are directly relating to a comic license, the biggest one is going to obviously be Eastman and Laird's TMNT. That's the most obvious one. That's the I guess brand that I've been following the longest since high school, pretty much. When I started buying my old toys that I used to have as a kid and buying them, in package. Because the art, I don't know how often I talk about this, but the original artwork on the first 4 or 5 waves of the Playmates line for Ninja Turtles is some of the best toy packaging that was out there at the time.
You're talking about the 89, 90s on the cards?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Yeah. It was all hand drawn. I think the first wave was all done with those magic markers. And I want to say watercolor or something. I mean, they were using pretty low tech materials to make the artwork. And while you can tell that they do look pretty unpolished in that sense, they're great. There's something about that quality to them where it is so clearly handmade. And being done by a major toy company like that is very interesting to me.
Were those Playmates, if I recall correctly?
Yep, Playmates, yeah.
Okay, yeah.
And Playmates still has the license. Things have changed over the years.
Wait, I thought Nika had the license now.
Well, okay, so here's where that happened. Okay. Playmates had a stranglehold on the license for 20 plus years. They refused. They had what's called a master license. Mm-hmm. And this was an agreement that was signed with them and the original license holders for Ninja Turtles, which was Mirage at the time. And this license basically meant that no other company could make toys. That no other company could make Ninja Turtle toys. Playmates was the only company allowed to do it. Outside of maybe, foreign import companies like in Japan. But if they were doing that in Japan, that means they could only be available as imports. You could not buy them in the States. So it was, pretty much the Americas.
Right.
And it was like that for a while. People were clamoring for adult-centered or adult-targeted Ninja Turtle figures. So they kind of acquiesced to that, and they released some pretty trash stuff sometime in, I want to say, the late 2000s, early 2010s. And then something weird happened. A company based out of New Jersey, NECA, they managed to find a loophole with this license and made it so that they could release their own Ninja Turtle figures as exclusives, only available at certain comic conventions. So there was a limited number produced, and as a result, they were allowed to make them without Playmates, breathing down their backs. Now, before that, NECA was releasing Mirage-based Ninja Turtle figures. So these were figures based on the original Mirage comic, not the cartoon.